We all go through seasons of not really appreciating our own artwork. In fact, in the beginning of the journey, these seasons can happen extremely quickly. One moment you really love what you're making, you're feeling good, you're seeing improvement, and the next moment you're hating everything you're making and you think it sucks. In this video, we're going to go into why this happens and how I at least recognize it's happening and deal with this just fact of the artistic journey. I'm in one of these seasons right now. I'm seeing the flaws in everything that I make, and really that is a good thing, even if it doesn't feel good. For me, the cycle of artistic improvement kind of looks like this. One moment I'm happily drawing, then everything I make sucks all of a sudden, and then I feel like I've improved and I'm feeling good again, and then it all goes over and over and over again, perpetually to the end of time. Most of the time, at least these days, I'm in the happily drawing area of the cycle. I'm content with my style, it feels good to make things and I feel like I can draw, and most of the time making like small incremental improvements or changes to the style, less anything, big and sweeping and totally shifting art styles at this point. At least where I'm at right now. That might change again in the future. Every now and then though, I would guess around 3 to 5 times a year, I do go through these periods of slump that kind of feel like I can't do anything. I can't draw faces, I can't draw hands, I can't draw, period. While this actually isn't true, I'm still drawing how I always have, if not improving. It does feel that way, and it's kind of just this self-realization that, maybe what I'm doing right now is not up to snuff, or not where I want it to be, or maybe just doing the same thing so much or drawing in the same way so much leads to me seeing the flaws and how I'm doing things a little bit more clearly. This can happen as well if maybe I've taken a break from drawing. For example, I took the last week of 2024 off of drawing and really doing anything artistic in general. And the last drawing I did in the last video of the orc and the snowstorm was really like a comeback drawing for me. That was the first drawing I did after the break, and then after that I went on to do a comic page, off camera and all that stuff. Now I'm feeling better, but I chose the subject matter that I did in the last video and composition and all that stuff. For me, that was very simple and easy to put together. It wasn't about doing anything complex. It was about just kind of nailing it, kind of getting back into the groove of things, and all that stuff. I wasn't really feeling good about that piece when I made it, but now that I made it past that and I've made the comic page off camera, I'm feeling good again, like I said. And looking back on that piece now, it's been about a week since I posted it. I think it's fine. It's nothing like to write home about. It's pretty much just like a standard piece, a guy kind of standing looking cool kind of, but nothing, crazy compositionally or perspective wise, or, it is what it is. It's solid, but it's nothing to write home about. Usually the key to remedying this situation when you're kind of in that everything I make sucks mode is really just to keep going. Typically when this happens, I also take it as a sign to go back and study the fundamentals. This feeling as well is different than the burnout feeling, right? This is like you want to keep working, you want to keep going, but you just kind of feel like you can't, or you feel like everything you're drawing is just not good, like you're just not nailing it. Whatever I'm feeling like the biggest pain point of my skill set at the time, when I am going through these seasons, is what I'll really go and study as well, and just kind of really try and hammer that home. Like I remember for a long time in the past, I really couldn't draw hands at a 3/4 view, at least in my style, and I really just took that time to do like almost, I think it was like a month or maybe half a month of just hand studies. And, now I feel like I'm in a much better place at that. Obviously, always room for improvement, but just really paying attention to yourself in these moments is what remedies the situation. Just because nowadays I'm at a place where I feel like I can draw almost anything, at least somewhat, doesn't mean I don't have to go back and study. Just in general, I would say that's one of the most important things you can do as an artist, especially once you're confident at drawing. Don't ever get too comfortable. Really, I think I'm making this video as well to make sure that, if you're going through something like this, like where you feel like you can't draw through a season of hating everything you make, it's completely normal. You're not alone. We all go through these seasons. I am a self-taught artist, so this pattern is something I had to kind of realize on my own. In fact, I would say around year 3 of doing this, I quit drawing because it was such an intense season of that happening. And I quit for around the better part of a year. It was really frustrating. And I think, honestly, quitting for that long also improved my art in a weird way. Just taking that long of a break kind of had me come back at the way I was doing things with fresh eyes. It was a bit of like, I would say, a pivotal moment early on. But the solution isn't also always just to make a drawing, then you're good. Typically you have to find the problem in the way you make things, and we all will probably deal with that differently. The remedying of the situation, this is just how I deal with it. You kind of always are slogging through the muck of the way you do things and yourself. So this is also kind of how you find your artistic taste, when you realize the things that you're doing that you don't like, and things that you do, and things that you keep, things you throw out, all that good stuff. what you're doing within your artistic process and style that you don't really like anymore is a really important question you can ask. And sometimes you just need to make a drastic change to the way you do things. This is often the case when you're starting out. Sometimes you do need to just change styles. Sometimes you do need to go from drawing to painting. Most often though, it's a small tweak here or there. I'd love to know how you deal with the cycle of artistic improvement. I'd love to know in the comments. I could go on and on about this, but I hope this video helped you out. A little bit of a shorter one this week, but like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you when I see you.